Stay focused, don't listen to nobody. What's on your mind, just do it. Cause what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
Okay, I'm reacting to Messi. The winger who refuses to run becomes the best player ever. Messi runs, I think. No. He must have. Okay. Rarely runs. He more like dribbles. If I'm thinking about this.
Refused to run.
He's a winger. I see Messi more like midfielder, like attack midfielder.
Sounds absurd,
Like
even
center,
laughable,
like
right? But how did Messi do it?
Not as a
And
winger.
most importantly, how did he become the best player in the world? Well, to find out, we need to go back to the beginning. In the year 2000, a shy, quiet 13-year-old boy arrived in Catalonia with his dad from Argentina. It might be hard to believe, but there was a time when the name Lionel Messi meant nothing to the footballing world. The young Messi hadn't had it easy growing up. Doctors had diagnosed him with a growth hormone deficiency that was very expensive to treat, meaning his dreams of becoming a pro footballer were slim to none at best. But there was no denying that the boy had shown incredible talent back
As a
home.
disorder, yeah,
At
I heard that of growth. Cannot grow.
Boy arrived in Catalonia with his dad from Argentina. It might be hard to believe, but there was a time when the name Lionel Messi meant nothing to the footballing world. The young Messi hadn't had it easy growing up. Doctors had diagnosed him with a growth hormone deficiency that was very expensive to treat, meaning his dreams of becoming a pro footballer were slim to none at best. But there was no denying that the boy had shown incredible talent back home. At Barcelona's academy, the prestigious La Masia, Messi had to quickly adapt to playing with bigger, stronger kids. For a small kid, this was no easy feat, no matter how good he was with the ball at his feet. On top of that, Messi struggled to make friends in his new home. The native Catalan kids would tease him for his Argentine accents, and many of the coaches at the academy wouldn't give him a shot on account of his physique. The youngster would have to prove his worth on the pitch to earn respect. But it's the true greats who know the game better than anyone. Anyone who met the youngster, or worse, played against him, knew that Messi wasn't just a special talent. He was the type of player you'll only see once in 50 years. Seasoned players of the game saw how he kept the ball perfectly under control, dared to dribble through tight areas, and could speed past defenders with a quick burst of acceleration. The Barcelona players came together for the 2004 to 2005 season and told the manager, Frank Rijkaard, that Messi had to be included in the first team squad. This was the debut season for the...
When Messi entered, had like Ronaldinho, Samuel Eto'o, had more like what? Messi Xavi.
Future GOAT and the beginning of his long evolution as a player. So what did we get out of his first season in the top league? You might be shocked to hear that regarding GA stats, it was about what you'd expect from a promising 17-year-old. In 7 La Liga appearances, he scored 1 goal against Albacete. Not bad for sure, but nothing mind-blowing either.
Most of us knew that a phenomenon was coming.
Como lo que era, ¿no? Un partido de Gamper, que me tocaba estar la presentación del primer equipo, de jugar.
99,000 lucky people at the Camp Nou simply paid homage to something more exciting, more uplifting than they'd ever witnessed before.
Yo me acuerdo, le digo a Patrick Vieira, yo le dije, hoy vas a jugar contra un chaval, ten cuidado, porque este va a marcar la historia.
More fans started to notice Messi's beautiful dribbling skills, but the media still didn't pay that much attention to the youngster.
Fue algo increíble, o sea, lo que hizo ese chico contra, recuerdo, Vieira, que estaba titular en la Juve. O sea, fue increíble, se iba de futbolistas físicos, de 1,90 metros, hizo lo que quiso en ese momento, ¿no? Que Capello incluso llegó a pedir sucesión en ese momento.
Then summer of 2005 rolled around and everything changed. Messi joined Argentina's under-20s team for the World Cup, hosted in the Netherlands. Football media doesn't usually focus much on youth competitions, but this year was different, all down to one special man. Though the campaign got off to a rocky start with a 1-0 loss to the United States, Argentina finished second in their group and were through to the round of 16. This is when Messi decided to show the world what he was made of. In the first round, he scored the equaliser against Colombia in what would be a dramatic late winner. In the quarter-finals, Messi tore through Spain's defence and scored the third in a 3-1 win. From that moment, everyone started tuning in to see the Argentine youngster destroying teams with ease. Articles appeared in the newspapers about how this 17-year-old could be the next Maradona. Fans didn't have to wait long for the next Messi goal. He put Argentina ahead in the 7th minute against bitter rivals Brazil. Another dramatic late gasp winner by Zabaleta would put Messi in the final against Nigeria. Once again, he didn't disappoint. Playing his heart out, Messi gave Argentina the Under-20 World Cup trophy with 2 clean goals from the penalty spot, ending the game 2-1 against Nigeria. It was just a taste of the glory that was to come. The final, and the competition as a whole, was a total Messi masterclass. He dragged his country right to the finish line and jumped right across it. Football fans around the world looked on and realised that they may have just watched the dawn of the greatest player history would later ever know.
When I joined Barcelona, when I arrived in changing room, Ronaldinho put me aside and he started to speak with me and he said, whatever you need, I'm here for you. He did exactly the same with Leo.
When I saw Ronaldinho, I thought this is the best footballer I will ever see. Leo is a little bit more introvert.
Leo era ultra tímido. No articulaba palabra, no era súper introvertido.
With Leo, he understand he will become in the future one of the greatest of all time.
2005 to 2006 was a big test. The Barca manager put Messi on the right wing, giving him space to take on fullbacks one-on-one and cut onto his strong left foot. Better yet, he had the chance to combine with a legendary player known for his beautiful-to-watch street football style, Ronaldinho. The stage was set for Messi to prove his worth in the top league. All he had to do was play his part. He played it to perfection. Messi left defenders in the dust when he played. By the end of the season, he had played 17 games in La Liga, scored 6 and assisted 2, a marked improvement from his last run. But Messi was doing this during a time when the likes of R9, Beckham and Nesta were kicking about. The media gave him props, but their focus remained on the stars. Then, Ronaldinho gave a bombshell interview. When reporters from 442 magazine asked him about being the best player in the world, the Brazilian Ballon d'Or winner scoffed and said, "Best in the world? I'm not even the best at Barca." He pointed to Messi. "He's like my little brother here. He might be from Argentina and I'm from Brazil, but I look after him. He's going to be excellent." Excellent was the understatement of the century. After putting in some great performances for Argentina in the 2006 World Cup, Jose Pekerman, the manager, told him, "You're going to be the best player in the world. I see that." Barca loved him. Argentina loved him. Soon, the whole planet would love him. It was just this season that made Messi realise he wasn't just great, he had the potential to reach the heights of his idol and Argentina's most treasured icon, Diego Maradona. Maradona might as well have been a god back in Messi's home country. Fans and pundits were already starting to compare their two trajectories. Could Messi rise to match the glory of his hero and make those comparisons come true? Would he bring the glory days back to Argentina? Messi tweaked his playstyle in the 2006 to 2007 season to better emulate Maradona's skills. He became a dribbling monster, keeping the ball so close to his feet at all times that defenders couldn't even dream.
The only person who has almost to dribble is Messi's Iniesta. The dribble with Messi is almost the same.
Those comparisons come true. Would he bring the glory days back to Argentina? Messi tweaked his playstyle in the 2006 to 2007 season to better emulate Maradona's skills. He became a dribbling monster, keeping the ball so close to his feet at all times that defenders couldn't even dream of stopping him, netting around 7 successful dribbles a game. That season, it was like the football gods wrote the perfect script for the 19-year-old. In a fiery El Clasico at Camp Nou, Messi showed how impactful he had become by netting a hat-trick against Real. The game ended 3-3, meaning it might have been a slaughter had the youngster not pulled through. With his long hair flowing past him as he ran at breakneck speed, fans saw Messi play, but they dreamed of Maradona. Funnily enough, he even emulated one of Maradona's most famous or maybe infamous goals, the Hand of God. For his second of the season, Messi pulled off a cheeky trick by tapping the ball across the line with his hand from a brilliant cross into the box. But the moment that really honoured Maradona's legacy came in Barca's match against Getafe.
I mean, I said it before, it's like playing PlayStation. You give the ball to the guy and you start to go through every player. And that's who Messi is.
On a day that would go down in football history, Messi picked up the ball in midfield, beat two players with intricate footwork and drove forward. Most fans expected him to pass to a teammate, but the youngster just kept running and running and running. Getafe could have sent 100 defenders against him. That day, Messi would have dribbled past them all. After laying the entire opposing team flat on their backs, including the keeper, he slotted it away perfectly to score a goal that stunned the world. Ankara Messi, it's known as to some. But if it were fate, the goal almost mirrored one-to-one Maradona's legendary goal of the century from 1986. There was no doubt in anyone's mind that this young man would go on to become something truly exceptional.
Y la primera vez que subió al primer equipo ya lo ves diferente. Ves una persona que dribla, que lo hace muy fácil, que ve el juego, que tiene una facilidad para el uno contra uno, que tiene personalidad, que tiene descaro, que tiene buen tiro. Claro, Leo domina todas las facetas del juego y las domina a la perfección.
Messi had his teammates, his fans and his manager behind him. Most importantly, he seemed to even have fate itself behind him. But then something happened to Messi's game. His play style changed dramatically from the 2006 to
This part when he was
anyone's mind that this young man would go on to become something truly exceptional.
Y la primera vez que subió al primer equipo ya lo ves diferente. Ves una persona. Claro, Leo domina todas las facetas del juego.
Most importantly, he seemed to even have fate itself behind him. But then something happened to Messi's game. His play style changed dramatically from the 2006 to 2007 season to the 2008 to 2009 season. A new version of the man emerged overnight, and some wondered if it was for the better or if it would slow his growth. Who could have such a massive influence on the future GOAT? Who took the credit or the blame for this transformation? There's only one manager in the history of football who could pull off such a stunt. You guessed it right, the visionary madman, the mastermind, Pep Guardiola. The 2008 to 2009 season marked a big change in Messi's playstyle. Pep pioneered a new hyper-offensive, free-flowing style focused on short, fluid passes. Tiki-taka made football look like art, and when it worked, it made dreams come true. Pep is just as unbendable as a coach as a player, and in his eyes, no player is so good that they can overthrow his system. The new manager made headlines by announcing that some of the best players on the entire planet would feature in his plans. Pep claimed he had no use for Samuel Eto'o, a world-class striker and the greatest African player ever, or Deco, a top-level midfielder. Even the beloved Ronaldinho, who wasn't showing the dedication in training that Pep expected from his players, had to be sold to Milan. Messi understood the message immediately. The new boss meant business, and he would need to adapt his game if he wanted to stick around. So, Messi took off his classic number 19 shirt and donned the famous Maradona number 10, ready to take on the world with a fresh new mindset. What changed? Well, a big change came off the pitch. Guardiola was obsessed with his players' fitness. Messi picked up a very strict diet to keep his body in top shape, reducing the number of injuries he suffered. On the pitch, Guardiola gave Messi more freedom to keep him unpredictable. He helped the team in build-up, leading the incredibly high press Pep's team have become known for, and became the main creative engine for the side. Messi began threading balls through midfield, finding perfect passes that set up his teammates for incredible chances. Perhaps the biggest change came to his dribbling game. The youngster routinely left defenders in the dust with his immaculate footwork. It became common knowledge that teams resorted to just roughing him up and fouling him just to keep up with his pace.
The thing about him is that he doesn't even come near you. So me and Vidic stood on the halfway line once at Wembley and looked at each other and just went.
But in Pep's system, this kind of flashy play only left space for the opposing team to potentially get back in the game if it went wrong. completely unacceptable to the manager. Messi started cutting out the unnecessary dribbles and focused on making the system tick, becoming much more of a team player rather than a lone superstar. Messi was the glue that kept Barcelona together, and opponents just couldn't wrap their heads around his new style. 2008 to 2009 was when Pep's tiki-taka system shone through. Barcelona scored 150 goals across the whole campaign, with Messi participating in 57, well over a third of the total. He himself scored a whopping 38, showing that the old clinical Messi, who would put the ball in the back of the net from any angle, was still there.
Pep me llamó un día antes del clásico, me hizo venir a la ciudad deportiva.
Pep cambió el sistema y le dijo a Henry que jugara entre lateral y central y a Eto'o entre lateral y central.
Para comentarme que íbamos a cambiar la posición.
La superioridad numérica la hicimos con el falso 9 que venía Messi a incorporarse en el mediocampo.
The game that encapsulates the success of this new system and the new Messi has to be the match that still makes Real Madrid fans groan to this very day when you bring it up, the 6-2 slaughter at the Bernabeu. Even though Real took an early lead, the high press and fluid football completely smothered them. Henry and Messi both scored a brace in what would be a humiliating day for Real at home, something the fans certainly weren't used to. By the end of the season, Messi had helped Barca lift not one, not two, but 3 trophies. With him in the side and Pep at the wheel, the club couldn't be stopped. Messi even scored the second goal in a clean 2-0 win over Manchester United in the Champions League final. It was clear to every football fan out there, this system was here to stay. You might think at this point, Messi had hit the ceiling. How on earth could a player so talented improve? Believe it or not, that's exactly what happened in 2009 to 2010. This time around, Messi focused all his time on becoming a goal-scoring machine. He wanted to become a world-class finisher, able to score from chances most mortal men couldn't even see. Once again, Messi changed up his style. This time, he didn't focus so much on beating defenders one-on-one, but on creating chances, becoming a master at finding space behind defensive.
Messi has like the record of the player with most goals scored in a season.
Lines with intelligent runs. By the time the ball was at his feet from a perfect pass from Xavi, Messi would only need to take one touch to put it away. As both a versatile winger and centre-forward, Messi absolutely dominated, racking up 47 goals in 53 games. The same season Barcelona won the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup and the Supercopa to make a historic sextuple.